Welcome back, guys, with another episode, Young and Chatty with Nev and Kayla. Today's topic is going to be toxic relationships.
Here it goes a little something like...
Toxic relationships. So first, we can talk about our experience with toxic relationships. Now, when we say toxic relationships, it can be people that we've been with, it can be family, it can be friends.
Let's start with romantically.
Okay, so romantically. Pretty sure everybody has had their fair share of being in a toxic relationship.
Yeah.
Now, I feel like a lot of people take the meaning of toxic relationships differently. But me personally, let me tell you. Okay, so we can't really say names because I don't want to have to be responsible for...
I don't want to fight nobody, bro.
It's not even about that. It's just I don't want no one to come on here and be like, you was talking about me, take it down. Like, no. You shouldn't have messed up.
And
but
this is why we're going to use nicknames or code names.
Yeah. Hopefully y'all don't figure it out, but if you do,
oh well.
All right, so I would say when I was, 16, 15, 16? No, 16. Because I remember I was turning 17 when I was with this person. So when I was 16, I feel like in the beginning everything was okay. We didn't really get to see each other because COVID. But once things started to like lighten up a little bit, I would hang out with them at their house. Sometimes we would go out. I don't really think we went on much dates. I mean, we were 16. We're not really much 16-year-olds.
I think the only places you guys really went was like the movie theaters.
We always went to the movie theaters.
Yeah.
Always went to we went to an amusement park. Like, it was okay. Like, at the beginning it was okay. I want to say maybe where I knew that he was crazy was when, oh my god, was when we have avid friends, okay? And he seen that I liked their singing page, I guess. It was just two people from our avid class who were singing, and doesn't show any face, doesn't show nothing but just a background with their singing voice. And I liked it, and he went off. He was like, oh, you want them, you're gonna like things like this. And I'm like, okay. And mind you, my 16-year-old self, I'm just like, maybe he's just, I don't think at 16 you would even know what toxic is. And then there was another incident where there was like, on your feed, on your Instagram feed, where like people who sing or people who dance, like just random famous people, I guess, like influencers. I liked influencers' posts of them dancing. I don't know who that man was. I don't know where he was from. It was just something on my Instagram. And he seen that I liked it. And he was like, why are you liking these people's stuff? And I'm like, why are you worried about it? It shouldn't be a problem. It really shouldn't. And I think over time, it was always fights. Fight after fight after fight. One time, I took my my senior pictures when we took our senior pictures.
Did you guys fight on your senior?
Yeah, we sure did.
You for real?
He was like, you're gonna show me your senior pictures, but I'm telling you I'm getting a house.
The fuck?
I was like, what? Like, I don't understand. Like, honestly, like, I'm not saying that this episode's gonna be very depressing because I've came to terms with it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care. It's just funny to me now. It's really funny to me now.
I think it was just him as a person, because unfortunately, about the person that we were talking about, we both had encounters with him.
We both dated this person. Pretty insane, right?
And I think just him as a person, he was just really, really, really insecure.
That's
really
what I think too.
And I think he honestly loved to fight.
And that's the thing, like that's, and I don't even think like maybe how he was raised. Like, I don't know.
I don't think that's an excuse.
Honestly, you're right.
Excuse.
You're right.
Because honestly, like, okay, when I was with him, it was basically the same thing. He would get mad at me for like liking other people's stuff. Only people I follow was the people in their like avid class or in school in general.
Yeah.
And it was always a problem about that, but it was okay for him to do it. And it was okay for him to talk to his female friends instead of me.
Yeah, bro, yes. I remember that. Like, he did that a lot, too. I forgot who he would always talk to. gosh, I can't say names, but there was 2 girls that he was talked to, and at that time, like, I really didn't care because, like, I had friends that were guys, he had friends that were girls, and I'm like, okay, like, why shouldn't that be, like, why is that an issue, you know? And I think this is the next person. I think that is what made me have trust issues when it came to being in a relationship, because with the person that I dated, maybe a year or 2 after, he, like I said, everything was great in the beginning. We dated for almost a year. We almost made it to a year, honestly. And I want to say maybe 10 months, 9-10 months in, around the 7th month, that's when things started to get kind of rocky. I don't know why, I don't know how. Like, I'm confused. I'm still confused. What's it call it? But yeah, like I was saying, like, right now I really don't care, because, like, I've made peace with it. Like, I'm in a happy relationship and everything like that. But to me, like, sometimes I do think about it, because it's like, how can a person, like, just switch up like that? Like, how can a person...
It was like a whole
reverse. Like,
I don't know. I don't even know what happened.
Me either. Like, one day, out of nowhere... Because, like, I remember I went to his house, because at this time, I'm in college, okay? I'm in college, and we did the whole long distance thing. And, one day I decided to go out there for the weekend. Usually I would go there Friday, Saturday, Sunday, go back home Sunday. And I was there and everything was great. So then there was a weekend that I didn't go because I had things to handle. And then a week after that, I went, and he told me that he was leaving to go to the movies. And I'm like, okay, by yourself? And he was like, no, I'm going with one of my friends. And I'm like, oh, okay. At first I didn't really like think anything of it, but he had like messages on this platform on his computer, and I'm coming out the restroom, and I'm looking at the computer, and I see it, like, it's out. He left it out, so I read it, and it was a female, and I'm like, so you're going to the movies with another girl? He was like, oh yeah, like, we have interest in, like, this movie, like, we both like this anime movie and whatever. He's like, we just wanted to go see it. I'm like, okay. Like, again, I didn't want to, like, make a problem out of it, because, you know, everybody is allowed to have friends with whomever they want to be friends with. But it became a problem when he started to prioritize her over our relationship. So that's when we both kind of got distant, and then that's when he decided that he didn't want to be with me anymore. And I'm like, come on, man, we both know why you don't want to be with me. A couple months later, he started dating that girl.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember like every time he was sending me like screenshots of what he would say, and just the whole conversations, I was like, bro, just be honest. You want her. You don't
exactly.
Want you
My
want
thing
her.
is like, honesty is the best policy, best quote of the world. Like, if you don't want to be with the person, just tell them. Like,
just tell them.
It's better to tell them than just hide it.
Hide it,
it's gonna
and then continue
worse.
on with the relationship, and it's just like
come on,
a whole bunch of problems.
It's gonna be worse. Very, very worse.
He was also insecure because at the beginning of that relationship, he kept comparing you to the girl he was previously with.
Yeah.
And it was like that all the time. Like, certain situations, he was like, oh, well, my ex did this and now you're doing this. And it's just like,
okay,
but I'm not her though.
Yeah.
Relax, bro.
That's another toxic trait. Like, why compare? Why you're with someone new? Why are you thinking about all that stuff before? It shouldn't really
and it was a
matter.
constant thing. It was a constant
Very
thing.
constant. Very constant. So that's my like my definition of toxic when it comes to like relationships. When they don't communicate, when they want to compare you to different people, to exes, when they lie, like what's the point? What's the point of being with that person if you're just gonna lie? You know? But go ahead with your story, and then we'll move on to friendships.
I'll start with the very beginning. The first girl. This was...
Oh, yeah. Again, Kayla's gay.
Yeah. Because I can't fucking imagine dealing with guys.
She tried.
I tried.
She tried.
I tried.
And let me tell you, it was... For me looking at it, I wasn't comfortable. Like,
and me experiencing it.
Oh, no. Like, oh my
God.
God. That poor boy. He thought he was about to get a girlfriend.
Yeah, and poor me, because I have to deal with it.
That's insane. Anyways, go ahead.
But anyway, this first girl... senior year. Okay, so how I met this girl, we had a friend group.
Yes.
And this girl is, or was, one of our ex-friend's cousin.
Yes.
So, that right there, red flag.
Oh my god, never. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, it works for some people, but me personally, I do not think I could date within a family. Like, if we're friends and if you have a cousin or brother or sister, can't date you. It just causes too much problems.
And it was a lot. It was a lot. I never really dated that girl. It was more like a fling we had going on, but it lasted too fucking long in my opinion.
But I feel like it did mean something to you.
It did mean something, of course, because she was the first like official girl.
Yeah, for
that
sure.
I dealt with. During that whole like 7 months, it was problems since day one. It was problems since day one. First thing, she always knew where I was at. Like, she always knew where I was at. And what's funny is we never really texted like privately back and forth all day every day. It was never like that. But I had her on Snapchat, and you know, on
during that time, we always use Snapchat maps. Yes, that was.
I had my location on Snap Maps, so I'm guessing that she would literally go on Snap, check where I was at, and then she would show up. That's how she would do it. Because anytime we were at our friend's house, and it was just like be me there, no, I wouldn't tell her. I never told her where I was at, but she'd be like, "Oh, are you at his house?" And I'd be like, like, I didn't want to lie because she obviously knows.
Like, like she's seen it.
It's on Snap.
Yeah.
So fuck it, why not? And I would never reply, but then she'll show up. And then
that's a red flag right there.
My god,
that's
bro.
stalking in a way.
It was every day because this is senior year. We didn't have a senior year.
Oh, you're right.
We didn't. It was online, so I was always at her house, and you were always at our other friend's house.
Yeah.
And then nothing really happened while she was there. It was just talking regularly, whatever. But there was one time where she disappeared for 2 months.
That took me out. 2 months. Okay, I can get it. I get it for 2 days, maybe even 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But 2 months.
2 months. And what's really funny about that is it was out of nowhere. She never told me. It wasn't just like, oh, I think we should just stop talking or whatever. No. She was like, fuck this. I'm out of here. And after those 2 months, she came back. And you want to know what she texted me?
What'd she say?
She said, "What you doing?"
Oh my god.
I remember this because we were all at our friend's house.
Yeah.
And we were walking out of her room, and it was in the hallway. And I remember I got the notification, I looked, and I showed you guys, and we all screamed. I was like, girl, you leave for 2 months and this is the first thing you say?
But didn't she like leave and then she said she's for family, but she was actually seeing someone?
Yeah. So I asked her about that. I was like, well, what happened? Where did you go? Where did you go? What was going on? And then she was like, oh, some family shit, had to deal with it, whatever.
Yeah.
In my head, I knew that was bullshit because she lives around the corner from us.
Where was she? Wait. Yeehaw? Yeehaw. It was Yeehaw town.
She didn't leave yet.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. She didn't leave yet.
Where did she go?
She was hanging out with her ex.
Oh.
Froggy. She was with her ex this whole time. She was trying to like get back together with her, whatever the fuck they were doing. I don't know. I don't care. But that was the second thing that went wrong with that. I think from that moment on, I always knew I didn't want to be with her. And in my mind, I knew it wasn't going to work. I was like, we're never going to get into a fucking relationship, bro.
Yeah.
That's never going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
But I think why I also stayed or talked to her for that long was because her cousin was our friend.
Yes.
And our friend was constantly just like, don't do her like that. Stop being weird.
She was instigating.
Yeah, like, don't do her like that. Stop being weird. Just talk to her. Just do, all this stuff. While at the same time, our friend knew exactly what she was doing. The entire time. That's what I don't understand. It was just like, we're best friends. You know your cousin ain't shit. Why would you allow me to keep doing that?
I mean, maybe because it's her sense of family. Like, because I know for me, like, don't get me wrong, like, if it was my cousin or my brother or my sister, like, I would try to defend them. But after a while, if you see what they're doing...
Yeah, it was like after a while, because one time when I was over there, I was staying the night. And, of course, she showed up. So I had no choice but to deal with it. And we were in our friend's room. and just talking, chilling, whatever. I went out because I wanted to go get some ice cream because I was hot. So
She was hot, so she went to go get some ice
so
cream.
I wanted to go get some ice cream. And while I was walking out, she shut the door. So they were having a conversation. And then it doesn't take me that long to get what the fuck I needed to get and go back to the room.
Yeah.
So I slowly walked back to the room where they couldn't hear me, and I stopped by the door and heard their whole conversation.
Yeah.
And so I didn't exactly hear the girl's name, but I know it was another girl that she was talking to. And
so you're telling me that what's her face knew? Like she knew about this?
Yeah, she knew.
Oh wow.
She knew.
That's insane.
She knew. That's why after everything was done, I was like, bro, you knew, and you could have said something.
That's crazy.
I couldn't really say anything because I'm dealing with her, and I don't want to just bring it up, and it's not what it seems like.
Yeah, you would sound crazy, honestly.
Yeah. So I heard the conversation, and then I just decided to walk in, and they both shut up immediately. And that was the third thing I noticed. I was like, okay, now it's really not going to work because you're on some fuck shit. And then, unfortunately, I done slept with the poor girl because this is a crucial part of the story.
Okay.
That's what she wanted from me.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what she wanted from me the entire time. Because if you remember, after that, that's when we completely stopped talking.
Oh my God,
that's
you're
when
so
she left.
right.
That's when she left.
She was hungry.
Had to be, because pining for 7 months is crazy. That was that. Never again. Still don't talk to her. Oh man.
This one, it's a lot, but I say keep it simple because
I'm gonna keep it simple because
it's not a lot, you know?
Yeah. So this next girl was my first official girlfriend. We were together for a year. The first 4 months, perfect, amazing.
And you notice how it's always like that?
Yeah.
It's like what, the honeymoon phase?
Yeah, the honeymoon phase.
Yeah.
And what's crazy about that, it was like she kept trying to make us stay in the honeymoon phase, but I was like, it's not going to happen. Let's be for real here. We're not going to stay in
Gotta
this
be
phase.
realistic.
I feel like we could have been okay if she wasn't so focused on the previous girl who I never dated.
My thing is okay, you're in a new relationship. Nobody from the past should matter. Why does it matter?
Considering I got with her 3 years after that whole thing.
Exactly. So it should not have mattered.
It shouldn't have mattered, but
it did.
It did.
Obviously, because
that was the biggest thing. Because of that situation, every time we hung out, she kept bringing her up. And then it was, I cheated on her.
So you're telling me that 3 years ago, well, technically now it would have been 4 or 5.
Yeah.
But let's just say right now, 3 years ago, you were talking to a girl. Now you're in a new relationship, but you cheated.
Yeah.
Makes no sense.
Yeah. So I basically cheated on her, and that was her reasoning for not having trust in me because of what happened.
People are so toxic.
That was her
God.
reasoning for not having trust in me.
That's
and
insane.
everything like that. Of course, she has her reasonings for why we broke up, and I know the reasonings
don't make sense though.
Don't make sense. But from my perspective, it was she became controlling. Remember that one time where we went to the mall to find you something to wear for your cruise?
Yeah.
And it was the morning time.
Yeah.
She had my location, but she still asked who I was going with and what was I wearing.
Okay. Yes,
it was
I remember
that. The biggest thing for me was when she told me to stop hanging out with you.
And our other friend. Yeah, that's insane.
When she said that.
Okay, girl, let's be realistic. We have been friends for so long. You barely came into the picture. You have no right or control to say you can hang out with people like that make me upset. Yeah. Make me truly upset.
When she said that, I was like, girl, you're tripping.
Because who are you? Who are you to tell me who I can hang out with or be around? You have no relevance of that. No, that's crazy.
And then another thing, the night we broke up, she kept saying basically everything was my fault. But then she didn't think about, when she would plan dates, she would tell me, okay, can you figure out something for us to do? And I'll say, yeah. I'll come up with a date idea, and she'll say, no, I don't want to do that. And then we'll do what she wanted to do.
Then why ask?
And then it was like that all the time.
Then why ask?
It was like that all the time. Or I'm like, oh, I could pay for it. I got it. She'll be like, oh, no, baby, it's okay. I got it. But then when we broke up, I never paid for anything. You see? So it's just like, girl, stay where you at. I don't want you.
Yeah.
The biggest thing for the people who are gay, she hid me from her family.
Okay. In realistic time, there are people out there in relationships who are gay, and it is hard for them to come out to their family. But I'm pretty sure that she was dating a girl before, and her family knew about it, right?
Yeah.
So I don't see why it was a problem for...
That's the thing. Her whole family knew about it. I met her family. I met every single one of her family members. They knew about me. They knew she was gay. She looked gay. She's masculine presenting.
Yeah.
But remember that one time where I went to her house and she told me to stay in the car?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was in the car for 2 hours. I was in the car for 2 hours.
Yeah, nah.
She even told me to like lay down and everything, so her uncle, I think it was, didn't see me. And I was like, girl, if it's really that deep, you could have just said I was your friend or something like that.
Like say we're friends from work or from,
yeah,
I don't know, something.
But she made me hide in the car. But when we broke up, I wasn't sad. I didn't cry. Nothing. I think I was just too in shock. Just like, wow, bitch, you really did that. But I was mentally over it like 7 months in.
Because like, it was a waste.
It was a waste of my fucking time.
It was a waste.
A waste of my fucking time. I felt like if she were to text me now, no. Because not only did you pretty much lie to me, you lied to my family.
Oh man, because she was around your family more.
Mm-hmm. She was around my family way more.
Oh my god, that's crazy. Well, that's the gist of our experience of actual relationships, but now we can talk about friendships. I feel like with this topic, it's pretty simple. We do have in common with one person. We were friends. Oh, let me backtrack. We were in a big group. It always started with us being in a big group, okay? There might have been, I think the first group that we've ever been in was like 10 people in high school. And then once COVID happened, it was just the 4 of us. And then one girl decided to leave. I honestly forgot why. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's because I dated her brother. Yeah. And then she always complained that, we were always separate, which I didn't really see was an issue, because there were sometimes I would hang out with her, there were sometimes you would hang out with her, there were sometimes I would hang out with the other girl, and there were sometimes you would hang out with the other girl, and then there were most of the times we would hang out together. So I really didn't see an issue with that. And then I was dating your brother, but I set boundaries. I was hanging out with him, and then I was hanging out with you. So that was that. Like, I get it. Like, now I learned my lesson. Don't date within a family. No.
Never.
No.
Again.
Never. But then when it was just the 3 of us, it turned into like the 7 of us because of her friends.
Yeah.
We hung out with them for a little bit. Not too long, but it was mostly just the 3 of us. And like I said, like, we've been friends for a very long time. I knew her since sophomore year, and you guys met each other like COVID. Post-COVID.
Yes, because you were friends with them 2 first, and then
Yeah. But yeah, so I don't even know where to begin. I want to try and keep it simple, but basically, I feel like the major thing that really, really like broke was when we got the dog.
Yeah.
We had a dog. Her name was Bean. She was a German Shepherd. She was a baby. We had her for about 6 months, and then she sadly passed away. But I want to say maybe 4 or 5 months. We all had to, co-parent, because like it was a decision that we all made. I was in college at this time. Them 2 were still home. So when I was in college, them 2 would go back and forth taking care of the dog, but it was mostly Kayla. It was like she never had time to take care of a dog. Yes, she was coming back home from out of state, but still, it's like you, and she was the person who even initiated this idea.
Yeah.
She came up with this idea, and we all followed through. So it's like, okay, you wanted to get the dog, but you don't want to take care of the dog. So it's like, that doesn't make any sense. And then, once she had to leave again, not out of state, she had to leave cities due to her personal reasons, but we had to communicate on how this is going to work, because there was no way that we were going to drive the dog all the way to where she was living. I knew for a fact that you and I would have to take care of that dog, and I already knew around that time I was going to come back home. I already knew, because that was my last semester at that school that I was going to. So I already knew it was going to be us 2. The only thing that we asked of her was just financial help. Because again, we are co-parenting. And it was a big problem. And it's like, why is this a problem? Like, why are you making this a bigger problem than it has to be? So that was that. I wouldn't say it was just, I mean, it is toxic because it's like, why are you making a problem with something that you created, you know? The next thing would be, she started dating someone. It came out really fast. Apparently she knew this person, and then they started dating again, and she came to us with her little problems, and, you know, we would try to comfort her, give her advice, but it was like, every time when she would come to us, it's like we were giving her the wrong advice. Which makes no sense, because she knew the way that we talk to each other, because that's how we talk to each other.
Even she, like, talked to us the same way.
Exactly. So it's like, why is it different now? Maybe it was a sensitive subject, but she knew. Especially when she was stressing so much about that situation. It's like, girl, like, we're trying to help you, but you're taking it into a bad way. Why? Why?
I honestly want to give her the benefit of the doubt, because when she had to leave, it was kind of like, okay, she's handling too much things at one time. It's a stressful situation.
No, for sure. Because I know if I was in that situation, I would have been going crazy.
Yeah. But I feel like, okay, with Bean, she didn't even let her mom know that she was getting a dog. And that was another problem. Because we all stated, like, okay, if we're going to do this, we have to let our families know. I let my family know.
Oh, I immediately told them.
They
didn't like the idea, but...
Yeah, they didn't like the idea, but they accepted it, and they knew. It was just that they wouldn't help with the dog. It would just be our responsibility.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you said, she was at my house all the time. Unless you came home from, like, your breaks and everything, then you would have her.
Yeah.
When she came home...
Yeah, there we go.
She never had her.
Yeah.
And I think the only time we really told her to... or she was forced to watch her is when I went back to your college.
Yes, Kayla went with me my last few days of college. Actually, 2 weeks.
It was the last 2 weeks.
Because, like, we had no school. I finished all of my finals, basically. And I decided to have Kayla come with me to spend time with me. Because she was able to. Kayla didn't have anything to do around that time. So I wanted her to get out and have fun, you know? Might as well do something, you know? Rather than sitting at home. So Kayla had to come with me, and then we basically told her, like, hey, you have to watch the dog for 2 weeks. It's your turn. And, like, I kind of felt bad because, like...
I didn't. She's been home for
quite
some time.
I know. Like, I felt bad because, like, around that time, like, it's just, like, pressing that on somebody. Like, it's a lot of responsibility. It's a lot of responsibility, but at the same time, we made this decision to get the dog. It was a 3-party thing. We both have to be physically and financially responsible for this animal. Like, that was our baby, you know? So it had to be her turn. Yeah, but apparently we had a whole group chat, and oh my god, the group chat. So to basically close this part of the friendship, what really got me was when she had to move out of her house. A situation happened and she had to move out, so she moved out with somebody else. And she was trying to figure out how to get down there. And I told her, I said, hey girl, I can for sure take you. I just need help with the gas money, because where you're going is really, really far. Because you also have to think about it. I'm driving all the way down there and coming all the way back home. And having to be stuck in that traffic going all the way back home is insane, okay? Especially around that area. There's always traffic in that area. Always. There's never going to be not one day where there's never traffic, because it's such a high polluted area. So, at first, she made it seem like that she understood. She was like, oh yeah, like, for sure, I'll give you money for it and everything. And I was like, okay, cool. I did not expect it much, because out of all of us, I had a job. Yes, I had a job. Yes, I was working. But I'm not rich. I wasn't rich. And I think I barely started that job too. Barely started. And like, yes, you're my friend, but you have to understand that's a long distance, because I don't think she remembered that out of all the other times, we would always use my car around that time. I would never ask you guys for gas. Like, hey, can we go to the store? Sure. Hey, can we go to the mall? Sure. I would never ask you guys for money for gas. But a distance like that, girl, come on. Come on.
That was understandable, though. Asking for gas. We're exactly in that location, too. It was further than just going to the normal city.
Like, I can say that, because we were deep down in there. Deep down. Like, if it was down the hill, sure. Don't give me gas. It's fine. It's 30 minutes away. But a 2-hour drive there and a 2-hour drive back, girl, you have to give me gas. But apparently that was a problem. Apparently I'm a bad friend for asking for gas.
What's funny about it is that she didn't bring that up until after the fact.
Oh, yeah.
And it wasn't until after the fact.
Literally, our argument and the reason why we stopped being friends was because...
It started with the dude.
the relationship she was in, being, and asking for gas. And then, this one got me so messed up. The day that she, had to leave, the day where I was going to take her, we all rode. It was me, of course, I was driving, her, and Kayla. And we also brought our dog because we couldn't leave the dog here. We had to take the dog with us. So, me and Kayla got ready, okay? Like, we did our makeup, got dressed, because I'm not about to go outside looking a hot mess.
Yeah.
Like,
it was summer too.
Like, come on. Like, I'm not about to get up and look crazy. Like, and like, you never want to wake up looking crazy. Especially if you're not going to do anything, still get ready, Present yourself, okay? That was a problem, apparently. She was like...
Which, that make no sense, because everybody know I'm going to do my makeup and get dressed regardless. We could go to the fucking 99 store and I will have makeup on my face.
And we didn't even get dressed. Like, we just did our makeup, had a shirt on, some pants, and
I think I only did my makeup because we had extra time. She wasn't ready.
Yeah. Because I just had my jeans, my sandals, and a regular shirt. I just did my makeup. That's really all I did. And apparently that was a problem. She said that we didn't let her know that we were getting all ready. And I'm like, but for what? Like... And me and Kayla didn't even communicate on getting ready.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't even communicate on matching or doing our makeup. Like, we just got ready for our day. And once we got to her destination, the dog was in the car for 2 whole hours. I did not want my poor baby to be walking on the streets because, again, summertime.
It was hot.
Too hot. I couldn't have her little paws walking on the street like that. And she needed to get out. She needed to get out and walk and use the restroom. And it was just hard. Like, it kind of looked like she was stressed. The poor baby looked stressed. So I told her, I was like, hey, like, let me help you get your stuff out of the car. And then we have to take Beam home because she needs to be in a nice shaded area. Being in the car for too long and not walking for 4 hours is insane. And apparently that was a problem. She said, you guys didn't want to hang out with me. I wanted to hang out with you.
And that was another thing because... when we got there and we had where you had to park, we couldn't stay right there for more than 30 minutes. That was another thing. And so when she
I told her, I said, we can go somewhere.
Yeah.
I just can't park right here. Because that was 30-minute parking. I can't park right here. I can't stay.
And we have exceeded the 30 minutes.
We were there for a minute.
I actually remember both of us telling her, like, we're just going to move the car, like, down the street or somewhere we could park, and then we'll come get you, and then we'll go find something to do.
Exactly.
But... she took it as, oh, you guys want to leave already. And we're just like, we didn't say that. We just wanted to move the car.
And get the dog out the car.
What's funny about that was, I don't even think that she even wanted to hang out. Because when we got there and the person she was moving with, I think she was just like, why are you leaving again? And you just got here. So if that was really the case, you could have just said, okay, I just got here. I would like to spend time with the person I'm with.
Yeah, because she didn't even introduce us to the person that she was moving in with.
She didn't even really want us to get out the car and help her move. She said, no, I got it.
Literally, oh my god, literally, like, I even offered. I was like, hey, like, I can help you take stuff inside. And she didn't want the help. And it's like, bro, like, we're trying, but you're not accepting that help. And it's like, okay, so do we go home? Like, what do we do?
Yeah. I think after she was just like, I'm just gonna stay. That's when we decided to go home.
Yeah.
That's when we decided to go home.
Because again, I didn't mind. Like, we weren't going to see her for a while, you know? So it's like, I didn't mind staying. It's just, she didn't really communicate that well. And she just got so heated and so upset so fast over the simple, most smallest things ever. And it's like, bro.
Yeah, I think after we went home, and then from that point on, everything, it's like everything. From our beginning of friendship to end of the friendship, she had to bring it up. But she just wanted an excuse to stop being our friends.
Yep, that's basically it, honestly. Like, I mean, like I said, came to terms with it. I really don't care. Like,
I don't care.
You and I are cool. Like, that's all that matters.
Wish her the best.
For real. Wish all of them the best, honestly. Like, have a nice life, man. But yeah, that's personal experience. That's why I think it's just best. I think that's why it's best to set boundaries, because now it's even harder for me to even create friends. Like, even though I'm at school, it's hard for me to get friends because I turned into a person who likes to observe. People come up to me, they talk to me, they try having conversations with me, but then I put you in a category. Okay, you're just an acquaintance. Okay, yeah, you're just a classmate. For me, it's really hard to create friends because I don't know how you are going to be. And I don't want to put myself in that stressful situation again. I'm not against making friends at all. Like, I want more friends. I do. It's just really hard because people are starting to get more and more and more toxic. And it's like, I don't got the time. I'm grown. I'm just trying to get the bag and get my education. Cause
I think like when we try to do friend groups, it never works out because it's either they feel like me and you are way too close.
But the thing is, we are though. We have been friends longer than them.
No, what I'm saying is like, okay, you know, we could have like a trio, but they'll feel like, okay, we're leaving them out and it's just me and you. So they'll feel like that when it's just like, okay, I think you're just putting us that way. Because same with our other friend from high school, she was like that. She thought of it like that, like, oh, you guys never invite me anywhere.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, you guys never invite me anywhere.
Okay, but that one, she couldn't go anywhere. Her mom was so strict.
I don't think that was the reason. I just think she didn't want to. Because if her mom was that strict, again, where her boyfriend at the time lived, she had to pass by us just to get to him.
Yeah, and that's further than where we live.
That's further than where we are. We're dead in the middle of everything.
Yeah.
She had no choice but to pass by us just to get to him. But anytime we were together and we would invite her, she'd be like, no, I'm at my boyfriend's house. So she couldn't really blame us on that one.
Remember that one time when she asked us to come get her? Now, mind you, we drove illegally. We had to drive, and it was the most scariest thing ever because I drove illegally. Like, okay, I had my permit at the time, so I knew the consequences wouldn't be as bad, but it was still illegal.
Our
still
phones
illegal.
up before we got there, telling her.
For sure. She woke us up. She woke us up because you were spending the night. We were sleeping, and she called you. I remember this.
Yeah. She was blowing our phones up saying, hey, can you guys come get me? This is happening. Blah, blah, blah. We got up, drove all the way over there. Long gas. Because...
Girl, I had no money at the time, too. I wasn't even working.
No.
I wasn't even working at
and
this time.
And this was my car, too. Like, I had gas to get there, but I don't know about us coming back.
I think I put like $10 in that gas.
I think we...
Just to get back. We left like morning to afternoon, and we didn't get back until like 8-9 o'clock.
Yeah, at night.
Because that's how long it took, man. That's crazy.
She was blowing our phones up before we got there. On the ride there, we got there, complete silence. And then, what's funny is she knew we was there because she saw us. I saw her look out the window and look at us.
And she had our location too, so it's like, girl, what?
And then we left, and then after that, she was like, I can't believe you guys did that.
Hey, girl, we were there for a while.
She was like, I didn't tell you guys to come. Like, you guys made it worse. I was like, girl, I got the screenshots right here.
Yeah.
I got the phone records right here where you told us to come get you.
Yeah. I guess to kind of end it.
Set boundaries.
Yeah.
I feel like set boundaries with both romantic relationships and friendship relationships. Just
get to know what you're getting into.
Yeah.
For sure, get to know what you're getting into because some people can just blindside you so quick.
That does happen.
Like, it's insane.
You would think, like, one person is a certain way and they turn up to be, like, this horrible person.
Yeah.
Don't let anyone disrespect you. If you feel like your feelings are hurt, then it's valid. It is what it is.
Your feelings are valid.
Don't let people try to gaslight you, be like, girl, you fucking tripping. No, you're
not. Don't let people invalidate your feelings because, like, it's your feelings, you know? That's why, like, with me, I think it's best to communicate. Like, okay, for example, with me and you. I think out of our whole entire friendship, we only had one argument.
And it was because of a certain
person. But it wasn't even an argument because, like, we literally just stopped talking to each other for, like, 3 hours. And then when we got home... I think it was
just, like, that day. And then when we got home from school, we was like, all right, bitch, we need to talk.
Yeah. So, like, it wasn't really nothing, like that deep. And, like, even now, like, today's time... we communicate, and that's like the most thing that people need to learn is communication. Tell the person how you're feeling, explain them what's going on, like what you're thinking, and come to a conclusion together.
Yeah.
Don't make it one-sided, because if you make it one-sided, it's just gonna keep going back and forth.
Communication and understanding, because you could communicate all you want, but if that person is not understanding, it's not going to go nowhere.
It's not going to go anywhere.
It's not going to go nowhere.
You need to put yourself in their shoes, and they need to put themselves in your shoes.
And if they can't do that, leave.
Simple as that.
Leave.
Simple as that.
I learned the hard way.
All right, well, that is the end of today's episode. Thank you for listening. I know it was kind of long, but just remember, every Friday we will be posting a podcast. Follow us on our social media. We have an Instagram, a TikTok, and a YouTube channel. I will put all of those in the description. And remember, guys,
Stay young
and stay chatty. Bye.